Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Carol.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Parisa. Who is this? There we go. All right. Well, I think this is all we have coming to this right now. So I think we'll get started and go right to the beginning. So that. And I'm going to share that. Somebody, here we go. We're going to mute everybody. All right. And just so everybody knows, I am going to record this today because we have some people that were scheduled to work, so they'll need to have a copy of it so that they can complete the training as well. If you have any questions, I might not be able to see the raised hands, so just yell out. And I will put some stuff in the chat, specifically the knowledge check. But I will be asking if you have any questions throughout, so feel free to unmute yourself and let me know your question. Okay. Alrighty, so with that, I am going to start sharing our presentation. Okay, and we're going to start from the beginning. Here we go. So, welcome to the Bright and Merry Market and tree lighting for the city of Oshawa. I'm so glad that you all are here and that you were able to attend tonight and learn more about this great event and help us with running this great event. Every year it gets a little bigger, and since we moved it to Friday, it continues to gain momentum. So this is what we're going to cover tonight. Looks like we have someone else in the waiting room. Oh, let's see. Go. Perfect. Okay. So, yeah. So we'll just continue on. This is what we are covering tonight, our welcome and introductions. Hi, it's me, it's Corey. Event layout, the event overview, schedule, the descriptions of what we'll be doing, emergencies and more, questions, and then the knowledge check at the end. Okay, we'll start with our event overview. So this is our event that kicks off the holiday season in Oshawa. Always precedes, or comes after, sorry, precedes, always follows Remembrance Day. And then we always do it before the Santa Claus parade. However, as we all know, the calendar's moving and Remembrance Day is getting closer and closer. So that makes it a little difficult. So there may be a change for next year, but for this year, it's Friday, November 14th from 5 to 9. That's the event time. Feel free to share that with all your friends, neighbors, relatives, anybody that might be interested in coming, because there's a lot of activations going on, and it's a really fun event where we shut down the downtown. There are market vendors with unique handmade crafts. There are food trucks and food vendors. We have our community displayers as well as our sponsors there. There is lots for children to do in terms of crafts and play. There's strolling entertainment, live entertainment on the stage, and lots of partner areas. So this year we have St. George's Church, which is right across the street from City Hall, and the McLaughlin branch of the Oshawa Public Library. And we have Robert McLaughlin Gallery. The OSCC 55 Plus building at John Street will be open. And new this year, the Canadian Automotive Museum will also be open this year. So it's very exciting. The road closures start at 2 p.m. and they continue until 11:30 p.m. A hard closure will be on Metcalf Street, which is right beside the Memorial Park and the band shell, and that will be a hard closure closed to anyone going in or out. Whereas Debuin Meakin and Athol Street, they will be closed at Center Street, but they will be open for obviously vendors on their move-in, but they'll also allow traffic into these back parking lots as well. Okay, but Center Street is 100% closed during that time, and so is Metcalf, except for vendors that will come in on Athol Street or on Debuin Meakin. Okay. So this is what's happening, and sort of I broke it down into the corridors. So in Civic Square, which is just the piece of concrete out front of City Hall that's on King Street or Center Street, we'll have some market vendors. We'll also have our community display booths, including our event information booth. So that's moving for those of you that were here last year. It's moving into Civic Square. Recreation is coming with the Oshawa Youth Council, and they are running a ton of fun games and things for kids to do. And we'll also have our photo booth opportunity again in that section. Oh, and I should say the Fire Wolves are coming with their mascot as well. That's the new lacrosse team that's moved into the TTC. So we're very excited to have them with us. As we move along out onto the street, there's food trucks at Athol Street, from Athol Street up to King Street. And then lower than that, we'll have market vendors, sponsors, more displayers, a fire truck. A tank will be at John Street and Center Street from the Ontario Regiment. Our first aid providers will be located close to Memorial Park at Metcalf Street and Center Street. And as always, we always love to have Mary and the Living Room Mobile Art Bus, and they will be across from Memorial Park around Metcalf and Center Street. Throughout the event space, there will be a busker on stilts, and the Oshawa Museum kindly comes to us, and they have period costumes on, and it's really fun to see them walking around the event. Okay, so our stage entertainment this year on the main stage, it is varied. So we start at 5:30 with with the O'Neill Choir, and then 6 to 6:30 with Sam Neenan, and then 6:30 to 7:45 with an LED circus drummer / fire juggler. And 8 p.m. is the tree lighting. However, I want to let you know that tree lighting festivities begin at 7:45. That's important. It could be a question on the test. So 7:45 is when the festivities begin with the mayor and the dignitaries on the stage, and then the tree is lit at 8 p.m. And then at 8:15 to 9, the circus drummer will be back on stage performing. Okay, in Memorial Park, we have Santa in his igloo. It's lovely. Mark goes down to the RMG. Sorry, Mark, we have to get the chair again from the RMG. But Mark will pick up the chair, and the igloo comes in. It's rented, and we set up a little photo booth inside with Santa, and the kids get to visit Santa. He has a break from 6:30 to 6:45. Sometimes he takes it, sometimes he doesn't. It's not the same Santa we had last year. So this Santa may decide not to, or he may decide that he can keep going or stop, but he'll let his elves know. Back again is our festive trolley. So the festive trolley is free to ride. It rides around the entire footprint, and it starts, well, it doesn't matter where it starts, but you can catch it at John Street and Center Street. It will be close to the RMG at King Street and Queen Street in the City Hall Loop. It will also stop at King Street and Center Street South. It will stop at King and Salina near Avanti's, and then Salina and Bruce near Brew Wizards, And then it will stop again at John Street and Simcoe Street South for those that would like to go to the Canadian Automotive Museum. And it just continues that route throughout the night. Starts at 5, finishes at 9. Washrooms. So there are many places to find washrooms in the footprint. City Hall in the lower level, close to where our headquarters will be, has accessible washrooms. St. George's Church, which is across from City Hall, has washrooms, as does the McLaughlin Library, the Robert McLaughlin Gallery, the Seniors Center, OSCC community centers. The Memorial Park has washrooms as well, and Canadian Automotive Museum also has washrooms, all of which are accessible. This year, we have Feed the Need boxes in all of our partner locations. So that's City Hall, the RMG, the McLaughlin Library, St. George's Church, the Canadian Automotive Museum, and OSCC 55+. So if anyone asks you where can they drop their food, they can go to any of those locations and there will be a large barrel in there for them to put their food. Partners. So just so you know where everybody's located, this is an overview of the map. And you don't need to necessarily memorize it because we'll have programs on the day of that have the map on. There is one change from the original program. We had our info booth closer to where the library is on Debwin Meekan. But as I say, it's moved up into the square. So I was able to change this for your viewing pleasure. However, the programs have it a little lower. But this is basically the layout of the event. And washrooms and everything are on there. It's a quick reference, not only for our guests, but for you when you're directing them where to go. Okay, so this is St. George's Church, again, just across the street from City Hall. Beautiful inside if you've never been inside. They will have a bake sale from 5 to 9 or until they sell out. They'll have a few market vendors. They will also have a children's coloring station, and the church will be putting on the entertainment you see on the screen. So church chimes, an organ recital, the caroling singers, and then also the Oshawa Civic Band will play. So it's a nice place to warm up. It's beautiful inside to see, and they have it decorated for Christmas, and it's just a nice space. The Oshawa Public Library is under construction. So the entrance to getting into the library is off of Queen Street, so closer to RMG. So you need to walk around to the back. We are going to light the fence along there, so it kind of draws people back there. There will be children activities. There is no face painting this year. And the Bruce Gorey Trio will be in the adult section upstairs in the library. But important to remember that you can only enter from the back of the building into the children's section. I'm gonna have a scavenger hunt and coloring activities. The Robert McLaughlin Gallery has joined us again this year, which we're very excited about. Again, it's a warming station, but they will have warm drinks for sale. They have painting in the restaurant upstairs. They have zine making with Ruckus in the library. So zine making is like tiny magazines. It's really kind of fun, and that's a free activity. They'll have a small vendor market with jewelry makers and handmade items. They will have some face painting with O'Neill High School. Yes? Someone have a question? No? Okay. And they'll also be doing some dance presentations. So the OSCC 55 John Street branch. So that is at Center and John Street, and it's across the street from Memorial Park, which will be a live lane. So people do need to be careful crossing. They're going to have Whoville. We're not quite sure what that means, so I put interactive art display. If I find out more before Friday, we'll update you then. Does someone have a question? I hear a microphone open. They'll have a warming station and washrooms available. The Canadian Automotive Museum will be playing the Grinch movie, so how the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 1966 version. They'll also run tours, 5:30, 6:30, and 7:30. They'll have an ornament craft and a build your own DeLorean craft. I think I spelled DeLorean wrong, for the car. And it is entrance admission by donation. It's not required, but it's nice if people can. But beautiful spot if you've never been in there, and it's nice for our guests to be able to have one more new thing added to this event. Okay, before I move on, does anyone have any questions? Oh, I see in the chat. I've got nothing in it. No, everybody's good. Okay. I'm going to continue, seeing none. Okay. So moving on to our volunteer staff and information. This is where we will meet. It is the Queen Street entrance side of the building, and you'll go right into those sliding doors at the back of the building. And if you're looking for it when you come to drop off or parking, it is the lower side of City Hall, and it's easier to sort of Google Queen Street. And that will take you, 45 Queen Street will take you into the back. 45 Queen Street is the Arts Resource Center, but it gets you close enough so you'll recognize where you are. If you're coming before 4 o'clock, you will need to have a parking pass to be able to park. And I will provide more information in an upcoming slide here. But we will need to have some parking passes. If you're being dropped off, then this is where you want to be dropped off. Okay, again, just here's a larger map so you can see the white piece, sort of where the upper left corner is City Hall. And so you'll enter through the back in the circle, and you can park anywhere at City Hall, the RMG parking lot, or the high school side. So on the west side of Center Street, you're allowed to park anywhere there. You will need a parking pass for those of you starting at 2, if you're driving yourself. And if you're being dropped off, again, like I said, you want to use 45 Queen to help you find the location. Any questions about that? The parking passes will be available for pickup at the Civic Recreation Complex after 10 a.m. tomorrow. And if you forget to go, I will have some with me on site. Just means you'll have to walk back to your car. Okay. All right. It is right now saying, I think, 5. Which isn't bad. But just remember, if you have an outdoor position, to wear warm clothes in layers, hats, festive hat, if you have one, mitts. I always liked, if I'm working a full shift, you'll notice I have extra shoes and socks. That just helps me from not getting blisters on my feet. Different places rub on your different shoes. So that's always a good idea.
It's in the green room. It's in the green room.
And then
Yeah.
Hello.
we got a mic open again.
The green room, they said.
There we go. Okay. I'm sorry. 1 minute. Back we go. And so it's a good idea to bring a refillable water bottle. Bring your festive spirit, your patience, and all your smiles. This event is really fun. We don't typically have too many upset people, as there's lots of parking around the footprint, whether it's above ground or parking garages, or even the lots where we're parking after 4 o'clock, as I say, is free. So that will fill up quickly with the people coming to our event. I will say that there's also a big event at TTC that night, the Tribute Community Centers as well. The Regent has a big event. So parking will be fun, but everyone will find a spot. what we're providing. So we're providing the snacks and beverages, a hot meal for full shift volunteers and staff. So if you're working 2 to 10, you'll have a meal time and a break provided for you. If you're working a half shift, you will be entitled to have a 15-minute break or so. You can either schedule that with your buddies that are working at your place, or contact your float, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. I have blinking noses for everybody this year, which are so fun. But if you feel like you don't want to wear it on your nose, you can wear it around your neck. That just helps us see where everybody is in the park. It's dark, so it's not like we can issue you a t-shirt or anything like that. So I bought us all blinking red noses this year. And for those of you that are an elf, you get an elf costume. Good idea to bring your own elf hat. But they're large, so they go right over your clothing. So no worries there. Okay. So this is your shift start. So you will start your shift by checking in at City Hall in the committee room, which, as I mentioned, is at the back side of City Hall. So off of Queen Street, you'll enter those doors that you see in the picture and go directly to your right-hand side, and that's the committee room, and we'll be in there. You'll check in. You'll check your role because it may have changed or shifted based on illness or other things we needed. You'll pick up the equipment that you're required for the position that you're taking over. And sometimes, especially if you're working the second shift, your equipment may already be there, so you may not have equipment. And then you'll go to your station, ensure that you're on time and that in some cases, you'll be relieving people. So if you have any questions, our green room managers are able to help you sign in, tell you where you're going, orientate you to where we are, make sure you have your right equipment. So, and I should be there as well. Although sometimes I get called to other areas. That's why we have our excellent green room staff. And this year we have Carol at the beginning and Jezza at the end. So that's going to be awesome. And Sonia's helping out with a little bit. So Carol gets to see the outside too. And Jezza, I will let you go out and I'll watch the inside so you can go visit too. And that's pretty much that. Breaks, as I mentioned, so full shift is 2 to 10:30, and they have a 30-minute break. And those that are on a half shift, you have a 15-minute break coordinated with either the alternates or a float coverage. And we have snacks, cold drinks, and hot drinks, coffee, tea, and hot chocolate, and they'll all be in the committee room. At the end of your shift, so for those of you finishing at 6:30, you'll ensure your replacement is there and that they understand what they're coming into in the position. You'll come back to the headquarters with any equipment that you need to return that you didn't hand off, and you'll make sure that you sign out, grab a snack, and hopefully go walk the footprint and maybe buy some stuff. But if you have to go, we understand too. At the end of event, so at 9 o'clock, the event ends. So whatever section that you're in or place that you're at, you will pack up the supplies and either pack it into the closest vehicle if you're in Memorial Park, because Dot will be down there. That's our event vehicle. Or you'll bring your supplies back to headquarters. So if you're at the event information booth, you'll pack up the booth stuff with your buddies and you will bring that all back down to the headquarters so that we can load it into the city van. If you don't have a location and you're, say, a wayfinder or stage manager or something like that, you'll help to clean up in that area. And then return all of your equipment, so your radio, your vests, all of that back to HQ so that we can pack it up. And if you finish up your cleaning up your area, it's always a good idea to radio around and see if anyone else needs a hand. Sometimes we need the signs clipped down or help packing the van or packing HQ. So there's lots of little jobs, and Jezza is a task master. That's why she's in the HQ. She's amazing at that. And then the most important thing is to make sure you sign out at the end of the night, especially for those of you that are being paid to work, but even so for our volunteers, because we check all of those hours and we track them and put them in our database. So the schedule, I did email out the schedule before. I haven't had a chance to check my emails to see if there was any conflicts. If there are, I will get to those and respond. But I will also have that posted in the HQ. It'll be in a large scale format for everyone to check. You'll also have clipboards in different areas that you can check in case you forget. The best thing to do, I find, is to take a picture of it on your phone and then you have it so you don't lose it. As I say, remember to check the schedule again when you check in because I'm sending it now, but things can change between now and then. And is that. And let's go. Any questions before I move on to our tasks and descriptions? Hearing none, I will continue. So tasks and descriptions. So event headquarters, you'll have one radio there to make sure you can hear everything that's going on because you may need to provide answers or look things up, or there's lots of different reasons why you might need that radio. You are allowing access to city staff, volunteers, entertainment sponsors as necessary. You'll assist our incoming and outgoing staff and volunteers, make sure they sign in, they know where they're going, they have their schedule, they have the right equipment. You'll make sure that, again, they sign in and sign out on the appropriate timesheet. So I have volunteer timesheets and I have staff timesheets. And you'll make sure they sign in or sign out a radio. If they handed off their radio to the next person, then you'll need to change the name in the sign out sheet so we know we get our radio back. Basically, you keep the green room clean, tidy, organized, keep the food that's there, the snacks and everything, the bowls filled, that kind of thing. Pick up plates, cups as they go around. We're not really supposed to eat in that room, so we have an exemption for this event, so we do our best to keep it as tidy as we can. You answer any needs or any questions or needs that come up. And if you have any questions that you can't answer, you can always call us on the radio. And at those of you ending at the end of the night, Jezza, assist with packing up the room at the end. So just about everybody except for the public is allowed in this room. So there could be uniformed DRPS officers, it could be bylaw, police, parks staff, the mayor, entertainment, volunteers, sponsors. Okay. And how will you know them all? Well, the entertainment, you can usually tell. The sponsors, not so much, but they usually say I'm a sponsor, or they come in with the sponsorship manager, and then the others are in uniform. So we don't usually have too much of a problem. Oh, I will say, as O'Neill is coming, but they are singing on the stage. So I don't think they'll be coming to the green room this year. Last year they came to the green room, and I think it was when Jezza and I were there, and they like, of course, because they're high school students, and I understand, they were like, "Oh, is this food for us?" And it was, no, because there was about, I don't know, it had to be like 30 or 40 of them. It's like, no, well, that's for our staff and volunteers. So that one's a little different. So wayfinding and event booth staff. So the wayfind, I've kind of put this one together. What I've found is, and what we have found in suggestions from volunteers and staff is that being at the event booth when it's cold and staying in one place is not always great. And so what we thought we'd try out is a rotation. So as I think I've got 3 or 4 of you scheduled at a time. So maybe 1 or 2 can go out and walk around and one does the table, and then they switch off so that you're not always standing in one place unless you want to. But yeah, the idea behind wayfinding is to roam around and sort of have your spider sense on and listening to conversations. Like if you hear someone say, "Oh, I wonder where the bathrooms are." Well, hi there. I'm here with the event. I'm an event crew staff. Can I help you with something? And then you can tell them where things are or provide them with a program. Yeah, so we're just there to, make sure everything flows well and provide assistance where it's needed. So it's pretty casual, but it's a nice place to be. That location at the event booth will have some bumpy rings to hand out, and we'll have a prize wheel there. You'll also assist with any missing person searches or anything like that. And obviously, if you're out roaming around the event and you see something that needs first aid, you would use your radio to call first aid if it was a major, or show the person where first aid is if it's a minor incident. And again, if you have any questions, you can contact us on the radio for any concerns. Okay, photography assistant. So we have photographer Leah Jones. If you haven't seen her on Facebook, I suggest you follow her. She goes to every event. She's very, very prolific at taking pictures of Oshawa. She is very passionate about Oshawa, and she takes amazing photos. So she will be our photographer this year. And the person accompanying her basically is there to have consent forms filled out. We have both a QR code or we have paper forms, and this is especially important with children, but also if she's taking up close shots of people, the consent form is needed so that we can use these photos for upcoming events and promotions. So you'll need to keep reminding Leah maybe about event times and things like that. She's really good at getting around and getting the great pictures. The most important thing will probably be tree lighting, so need to be up there around 7:45 when the festivities start. And aside from that, she's got quite the artistic eye, so we're very happy to have her return for that for us. Now, again, we'll have our photography photo opportunity station, and we like to have a volunteer or a staff person there to assist people with taking photos and encouraging them. We may have the digital photo booth there, or we may not. We haven't quite decided yet. We have reserved it, but I'm not sure that we will have it. And then you're also there to provide any information should people need to know where things are, where Santa is, where they can warm up, that kind of thing. The stage. Well, Mark, that's you. And Logan will be working at the stage along with Paige, and Catherine Richards will be wrangling the VIPs, the mayor, Tito Dante. So you know what you're doing there, Mark. It's assist with setup at the stage and the security at the stage, providing the information to the entertainment and queuing in the entertainment. We'll need to get the switch ready to go out and make sure it fits out the door. If you need any extra cold drinks or snacks down there in the Memorial Park for entertainment, you can let your float know and they'll bring them down. And just help Jason with at NoTech with any stage equipment that he may need, and obviously help with setup and takedown there. Santa's Igloo. So this year we have line coordinator and elf. A line coordinator is helping with the lineup because we find that people tend to push closer and closer to Santa's Igloo. So we found that having some stanchions set up with some decorative stuff on them, and then opening the line when it's time for the next person to go keeps it a little more organized and gives people some privacy in Santa's Igloo, because he does like to spend time with each child. And then rather than having you both outside, there'll be a line coordinator, and you'll also, the line coordinator will also be the last in line for Santa. So at 8:30, you'll need to place based on how many people he sees at a time. So you kind of need to keep track. You'll put yourself in the line, and then, if it's not quite 9 yet, you can move back one more and say, oh, we still got time. And you'll also count the number of people that Santa gets to see, so you'll have a counter. You'll also have a radio at that station, just in case you have any issues. And the elf is going to be inside to assist with photos. They will be Santa's little helper, obviously. But if Santa's thirsty or needs a drink or needs a break or anything like that that's outside of his break, then you will be there to manage that for Santa. And also any other information that caregivers might have about, where the trolley stop is or what time the tree gets lit or where else they can find children's activities, that kind of thing. So again, you're giving more information if asked. Okay. Float. Well, Float is jack of all trades, master of none. They provide breaks. They are out in the event providing information. They can help with refilling coolers. If a little elf needs to use the facilities, a float can go down and cover while they do that. They're basically just keeping everything on track. They will also assist in a missing person search or a major incident in the park. So they are very helpful, and we usually pick people that have been at the event for a number of years. So if this is something that you're interested in the future, and this is your first or second year, it is certainly something that we can look at going forward. Any questions before I move on to emergencies? No? Just check my chat. I don't see any. Wow, you guys are great. Okay, here we go. All right, so emergencies. We all remember how to use our radios. Channel 1 for simple direct language. Try to remember to say over when you're finished talking so that people don't talk over you. Channel 3 is for emergencies and detailed communications, especially confidential. So if you have a major emergency or a confidential communication, on channel 1, you'll ask for the person, or if it's full-time event staff, you'll say full-time event staff, please move to channel 3. You'll switch over to channel 3. The event staff will say, we're here, or it's Corey, I'm here, and you'll start to relay the information you have. Okay, and then after we're done speaking there, don't forget to choose to go back to channel 3. I've done that a few times, or channel 1, sorry. Just a review of our first aid. So major emergencies are life-threatening, things that you would go to the hospital for. So unconscious, non-breathing, a major bleed, chest pains with difficulty breathing, or suspected stroke. So they can't smile, they can't lift both their arms, they, all of those things that go along with stroke. We're going to call 911 right away, provide our location, and stay on the phone. And I know it's difficult, but you will radio on channel 1. You will say, this is, I'll just use my name. This is Corey. I'm at Center and John Street. I have a major emergency. And the first aid staff and the full-time event staff will proceed to your location. You will stay with the victim. And if it's, even if once first aid gets there, you won't clear, you'll help with any crowd control unless we tell you to move on. Okay. And then we have our minor emergency. So a broken bone is actually a minor emergency. It's not life-threatening. Sprains, cuts, bruises. You'll notice I didn't say bumps here because they kind of go, they could be minor or they could be major. Depends on the fall, depends on the height, depends on lots of things. So we're keeping it very basic here. So a broken bone is very uncomfortable and not fun. It is not typically an ambulance emergency, depending on the age of the victim and where their break is. But again, we're not doctors. So we will call, in the case of a broken bone, we will definitely have the medic come to them. But with a cut or a scrape, we would have them go to the medical station. So if they can make it to the medical station, we will take them to the medical station. And if they're unable to go to the station, we'll have the medic come to them. And again, we'll just radio, I have a minor emergency. Can a medic please attend to me at wherever you are? So Metcalf and Center Street, please. But that's where they are. But anyways, you'll just say where you're located. Okay. So other emergencies that could happen could be a fire. So if you do see a fire, we're going to call 911 first and then inform full-time event staff. Thunder and lightning, well, let's hope not. But if there is, event staff will make the announcements about that. Sometimes, not often, especially not with the weather we're having. We do have some unsheltered people who come to our events, as long as they're there enjoying themselves and not detracting from the enjoyment of others at the event, then we don't tend to have an issue. If you have a concern, please call us on the radio. Keep in mind other people have their radios on, so what you say on the radio needs to be carefully worded. You can ask to move to channel 3, but again, still use your best way. Like this is Corey. I'm just outside of the Oshawa Public Library on the back side, and could an event staff come here? I have some concerns, and event staff will attend, and then we can look into it. We may call security or DRPS to escort them away. But for the most part, like I say, we don't have any issues typically at this event. Okay, well, that's all I have for you. So I'm going to do a quick review. And then if you have any questions, we'll run through those. And then I'm going to provide you with a link to the knowledge check. Okay, so this one, now how am I going to do this? Let's see. Yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. Perfect. Now I can see you all. Oh, I got a chat here. Hold on. Yes, the roles were already given because I sent it out earlier today, Parisa. I'll resend it again just to just in case I missed you. Okay. All right. So ready to review? Here we go. Yes, please call me on my cell phone, 905-926-0697. Call a couple times or text me. That's the best. If you're going to be late or you're sick or you have an emergency or something like that, on the day of the event, 100% call my cell phone, okay? Because it'll be unlikely that I'm looking at a computer. And I'll just put that in the chat so everybody sees that. Okay, that is my cell phone number for work. Okay. So let's review. Where are the washrooms? Feel free to yell it out or type it in the chat. Anybody remember? City Hall, yep. Yeah. Good job, Emily. Quickly typing away. St. George Church. Yep, church. You're right, Emily. Or say that was Jezza. Come on, Mercy. I see you typing.
Memorial Park.
Woo! Nice going, Mark. All right, so we got City Hall. Oh, did anyone say that one yet? Nope. So Robert McLaughlin Gallery, the Oshawa Public Library, St. George's Church, Memorial Park, OSCC 55, and the Canadian Automotive Museum. This might be on the quiz. Okay, where should you go when you arrive?
City Hall.
Woohoo, Mark. I was giving out prizes. Perfect. So City Hall event headquarters. That's right. Where is the first aid Lost Children's? I said it twice, but I don't know if anybody caught it. Oh, woo! Jezza, you put that in right as I let it go. Yep, that's right. Good job. So it's at Memorial Park. It's actually on the street at Metcalf and Center, just around where you'll see the event vehicle. Oh, where is headquarters?
City Hall.
Good job. In the committee room. Good job. Parisa, you're typing and typing. I haven't seen anything yet. Woo! There it is, Parisa. Nice job. Okay. All right. What? Give me some of the trolley stops. Oh, I see Carol's typing. Jezza, John and Center. Good job. Automotive Museum. Yep. That is Center and Simcoe, or John and Simcoe. Perfect. Oh, yep. John and King. No, John and King don't meet. Queen, the City Hall Loop. Nice job. Oh my. Brew Wizards. Yeah, good one. All right. So Salina and Brew Street, which is by Brew Wizards. John and Simcoe, John and Center. Salina and Bruce, and King and Salina, which is where Avanti's is. And you know that's where another paid parking lot is. So that's a great place to tell people about because they can take the trolley from there. What time do the tree lighting festivities begin?
7:45.
Woohoo! Give the men a prize. 7:45 is the festivities. The actual tree is being lit at 8 p.m. Okay, but let's go with 7:45. Nice job. Look at all those answers. I love it. Perfect. Okay, I didn't say this one, but where do you think you can find more day of programs? This is that out of box thinking.
Yeah.
Yes, the event booth. Yep. Perfect. Good job. Yeah, you could also show them the city website. But they will also, if there's any left, they will be in City Hall in the headquarters, but we usually put them mostly in the information booth so that we don't want to take them home with us. Where does the tree lighting happen?
Memorial Park.
Oh, Mark, you're so good. Yep, and it starts at 7:45. That might be on the quiz. Okay, where can you find Santa? Not you, Mark. Carol, good job! In the igloo. That's right. A little more specific, Emily and Jezza. In a igloo in Memorial Park. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so you are, according to that review, all set. So I am going to provide you with the stop sharing. And I'm going to provide you with your link to the knowledge check. I'm going to stay online. So I'm here. If you have any questions, you can type them in the chat. So here is the knowledge check. And if you have any problems or anything, you can just type it in the chat. Okay.
Are you there, Corey?
Yes, I am.
It's Carol.
Yes, Carol.
Are we all done now then?
Yeah, you're good to go. Once you finish the knowledge check, I just stay on until everyone's all done. If they have questions, I can help, but yeah, you're good to go.
Okay. And so you see my reply, I can
Yeah.
be there for 1:00 for sure. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's between 1 and 2 is kind of crazy time. So if you can, that's awesome.
Okay, great. All right. I'll
Okay,
see you
we'll
then.
see you then. Okay, thanks so much. Have a great night.
Okay. You too.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.